Vikings beat the Atlanta Falcons 31-28 in an absolute crazy game down there in Atlanta during Week 9 of the NFL season. But hey, man, the Vikings get the 5-4 on the season, recovering from the 0-3 start, the 1-4 start where it really looked really glim. And the playoff chances did not look that strong. But hey, man, the Vikings do end up getting a win, and we'll take it any day of the week. But Vikings do beat the Falcons 31-28 in just an absolute, not must-win ball game, but man, that felt good to get it done. But here, we'll dive into the stats here first, kind of take you guys through the game. But the Vikings do end up winning 31-28. And I'll tell you what, a big reason was because of Josh Dobbs, man. I mean, the stats on screen right now, 20 of 30, 158 yards, 2 touchdowns. He also had a great ground game today, 50 yards there, touchdown on the ground as well. 3 total touchdowns for Dobbs. Madison, the run game struggled most of the game, but I actually felt in the second half the Vikings were able to get a consistent push. But I really thought the defense kept them in the game for most of it. They really did. And I thought the defense was money most of the night. Just over and over again. I go back to the when Dobbs fumbled and Atlanta brought it back and they got all the way down to the 1-yard line and the Vikings defense got to stop. They held them to 3 right there. I'm like, that is a game-changing play. But overall, this guy's got to be the story, right? Dobbs has to be the story. To come in here, you're traded. Think about this, guys. You're traded here on Tuesday. You landed in Minnesota. He landed in Minnesota Wednesday morning. He did not expect to play today. Obviously, Jaren Hall, this is what happened to Jaren Hall. If you want the injury update on him, he looked great on the second drive. First drive, he went 3 and out. Second drive, he had 75 yards up and down the field, hit Madison on a great little wheel route for 47, and then he tried to bulldoze his way into the end zone, ended up getting concussed, and he was out for the game. So this guy had to step in right here. Josh Dobbs, he went 20 of 30 tonight, 158 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was really the highlight of today's game. So, listen, he was great. I see Adam Schmidt in our live chat right now saying, why not us? That's the mentality. That's the magic around this team that it feels right now. And it just feels oh so very good, man. It just feels oh so very good. Josh Dobbs, highlight of the game. He is my MVP. To step in here on 4 days of preparation. And he cooked, man. He cooked. His legs were great. Thought he had great pocket presence. Honestly thought his accuracy was pretty solid as well. And also, you think about this, he went on the road without Darisaw and Jefferson, and he cooked. The turnovers were an issue. The safety on the first play, the 2 fumbles, that was bad. He had bad plays, but overall, I felt like he was consistent throughout the game today, and I just want to give a big shout out to him because he was great. And if you guys want to show him some love right now, go down in the comment section, go in the live chat, type those 15s down below. It's Dobbs, man. Who would have thought that heading into today? Obviously, we knew that was a possibility of him possibly going in the game, but I never thought he would actually get in there and play that well. So, Josh Dobbs, show him some love in the comment section. Type those 15s. As I am getting word, Kevin O'Connell did say Cam Akers, who also went hurt, who was the Vikings' emergency quarterback at a point, he did suffer an Achilles injury. So, get you guys an update on that. Maybe it could be more Ty Chandler, more Madison. Madison's been so up and down this year, but that is some other injury news. K.J. Osborn also left with a concussion. He got absolutely drilled. That's more injury news on that standpoint, but somehow the Vikings got out of here with a victory, and I think that's the biggest point of today. Is you had so much kind of go against you, and just over and over again, this team just fought, and they fought to the nail. Even at the end, you give up the game-winning touchdown with 2 minutes left to go down 28-24. There's no panic. Everybody relaxed, and Josh Dobbs just continued to make plays, and you kind of just got to tip your cap to the guy because he was fantastic, and I just really can't believe it. Josh freaking Dobbs, man. I love the trade when it happened. He's been playing good ball this year in Arizona and comes to Minnesota on a short week, and he absolutely gets it done. I'll get into more thoughts here on the game in a second, but at first, I do got to give a huge shout-out to today's sponsor of our post-game show, and that is Prize picks. If you guys go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use that promo code CLNS, you'll get a first deposit match up to $100. You guys might be asking, what is Prize Picks? Well, it's daily fantasy made easy. Pretty much what you do, you go in there, you pick 2 or more players, and you choose more or less on their projected stat types, and you guys can start winning in some serious dough. This is an example of a lineup you guys can make. This is the one I rocked with today. I took more on Patrick Mahomes passing yards, 295.5, and then less on Jordan Love passing yards at 223.5. But this is what's so much fun. They have fun ones like Taysom Hill. I took him more than half a passing yard. Like, those ones are just so much fun to use. So, you guys can get involved on the fun. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS. If you guys use the promo code CLNS, they'll match your first deposit bonus up to $100. So shout out to Prize Picks. Absolutely killing the game. You guys got to get involved in that. Link for you guys in the comment section and description of today's show. But let's finish up talking about this game, because I did feel like the defense, big story of today's game. Defense played really, really well. They just kept the Vikings offense, afloat, and they kept this team afloat. And I'm just thinking about guys like Byron Murphy. He had a great pick today. Caleb Evans, he stripped Bijan. So the score was 23-13 or 21-13. Falcons have the ball, and Caleb Evans gets a strip on Bijan. Vikings get the football back. Immediately, Vikings go down there, and they got 7. And then the next play on defense, Byron Murphy had the interception on Taylor Heineke. And just listen, Brian Flores has been great this whole year. I legitimately have confidence in this Vikings defense. And they came out here with no Jefferson, no Darisaw. You needed to lean on that side of the football. And, that's what they did. They leaned on them over and over again today. And, yes, I know they gave up 28 points. It may seem like a lot to a, not the best Atlanta Falcons team, but this was a 4-4 ball club, man. This was a 4-4 ball club, and they Vikings got it done, man. I'm fired up, though. I'll tell you what. I'm looking at this video right now of Kevin O'Connell after the game, giving one of these. There's just so much energy around this football team, and just so much magic. And it really feels like one of those years where it's anything can happen. Get in the playoffs, see what can go down. But, yeah, just more injury news. Akers, Achilles, Osborn and Hall, concussions. But I fully believe Josh Dobbs will be the starter going forward. Obviously, that's going to be a question, Jaren Hall and Josh Dobbs, but I say you roll with the vet. I say you roll with the guy he's not even a vet. I say you roll with the guy who's been around the block in Josh Dobbs. So, listen, he was absolutely great today. I really can't say enough about his performance, because it was just a definition of just a gritty performance. And I just tip my cap to a guy like that, man. Pretty much doesn't come off the couch, but he comes off the Arizona Cardinals, whole different team, learns the playbook in about 3 days, and he goes out there and absolutely hoops against the Atlanta Falcons defense, who had a pretty good pass or secondary heading into the year. But thank you guys so much for watching today's post-game show. If you guys haven't already, give me a follow over there on Twitter, and I'll give you guys a follow back. All you got to do, DM me Dobs, and I'll make sure to give you guys a follow back. But Vikings get a win, 5-4 on the year. Season's back on. Have a great one. See y'all later. Let's go Vikes.